Hello creative friends! Today I'm diving into week number 39 of the Margarete Miller Collage Challenge to create a ghostly postcard and a story that will spark your imagination. What magical adventure awaits us today? Let's go and find out together. This week I'm already in Halloween spirit, and as usual I'm using a 4x6 index card size of a postcard and the 5 prompts of Margarete Miller to create the collage. Something noisy, a written personal goal or ambition, a tree with leaves that are not green, text in a foreign language, something you are thankful for, and as a bonus, a color you don't use often. For my first prompt, something noisy, I used this Black Day book with lots of photographs of animals in it, and I found it in the thrift store, and I've fussy cutted out this wolf. He is howling to the moon, which is something noisy. Then the next two prompts, written personal goal or text in a foreign language, I used this coffee dyed paper out of a journal. I so would like to have a daily journaling practice, and I will tell you more about what is written there later. So then a tree with leaves that are not green, I used a page out of this book, also found in a thrift store, and here you can see the leaves are more purple in the moonlight. And yes, later I will use my frame. Some of you will remember my frame that I can see the postcard size to decide which part of the paper I will use. Then something I am thankful for. Like I am thankful for all the craft materials that I have, for the time I have to actually do the crafting, to do the videos with you together. And here I will use the skeleton out of this book because I find it is fitting to the vibe of today's collage. And the last one, a color you don't use often, is again the paper here. It's purple and it's definitely gray, a color I don't use often in my collages. Okay, let's start creating. So some of you have seen earlier videos of mine might know this frame or might remember this frame. I created it out of cardstock, and the inside is exactly the size of a normal postcard because I'm sending my collages to my mom in Germany. And here I decided I use it vertically because I would like to use the moon and have the tree and the bat on there, and it gives me a good understanding how it will look as a postcard once I have cut it out. But for now, maybe let's do some fussy cutting, and I will do this off camera and then I will come back to you. But first I will get this out of this book. It's so great that the back side is not having any images, so it's very easy for me to do. And here it is. It took me a while because it's so delicate, but because the paper is thicker, it was relatively easy to do. Okay, let's have a look and play a little bit around with the positioning. Okay. I would like to use this German words here. They say, dieser Tag kommt niemals wieder. Also solltest du vielleicht etwas darüber schreiben, which means translated into English, this day will never come again. That's what I'm cutting out here. And then the smaller one says, so you might want to write something about it. And as I said before, I would like to have a daily journaling practice, and I find it actually difficult to do it every day, but this is my written personal goal for this postcard, that I would like to have a daily journaling practice. I will keep you updated how I will manage. Okay, maybe it's time to glue down the postcard. Yeah, that's exactly the size I would like to have. I think it's easier. I can just glue it straight on the paper and then just cut around like no big fuss, no big deal. And because it's paper on paper, I'm using my glue stick. I think I say it very often that the glue stick is enough to do this. Okay, here's my skeleton and the howling wolf. I always find it so fascinating that even though theoretically I know where everything needs to go or where I would like it to go, and nevertheless it takes me ages to make the final decisions and move every little bit, like some inches or even a fraction of an inch, just to get it right. Do you know this? That it is important. Somehow it is important. It's like you need to have a felt sense of it, where everything wants to go or needs to go, before you actually can start the gluing down process. Yes. Yeah, but I think that looks pretty much how I would like to have it. And okay, yeah, I think I start with gluing on the top. And I also think I start now with the fairy tale, so that we have enough time for you to lean back and enjoy the ride. The night was alive with the ethereal glow of a full moon, casting its silvery light across the land. The forest, usually a tapestry of greens and browns, transformed under this lunar luminescence. Tree leaves shimmered in varying shades of purple, creating an otherworldly canopy that whispered softly in the cool breeze. Amidst this mystical setting, a lone wolf howled, its mournful cry echoing through the night. The sound was both haunting and beautiful, a call to the moon that hung like a sentinel in the sky. The wolf's silhouette was stark against the glowing orb, its eyes reflecting the moonlight with an eerie intensity. As the wolf's howl faded into the night, a rustling sound emerged from the shadows. A bat flitted silently between the trees, its wings cutting through the air with precision. It darted beneath the purple leaves, weaving an intricate dance in pursuit of unseen prey. Beneath the vibrant canopy stood an ancient oak tree, its knotted branches reaching out to everyone who passes by. At its base lay a skeleton half buried in the earth and cloaked in moss. These bones were once part of a man named Alaric, who had lived centuries ago. In life, Alaric had been a guardian of these woods, sworn to protect their secrets and preserve their magic. Alaric's story was one of dedication and sacrifice. He had devoted his life to understanding the mysteries of the forest and ensuring that its wonders remained untouched by those who would exploit them. His presence had been a silent but steadfast protector of his sacred place. Nearby, a young woman named Eliza sat on a fallen log, her journal open on her lap. She had come to this secluded spot seeking inspiration for her writing. The scene before her was both enchanting and unsettling, a perfect blend of beauty and mystery. Eliza glanced up at the full moon and then back at her journal. She remembered something her German grandmother used to say. Dieser Tag kommt niemals wieder, also solltest du vielleicht etwas darüber schreiben. Translated into English, it means, this day will never come again, so you might want to write something about it. Inspired, Eliza began to write. Her pen danced across the pages as she captured the essence of this magical night. The purple leaves shimmering under moonlight, the wolf's haunting song, and the silent witness of Alaric's skeleton beneath the ancient oak. As she wrote, Elitha felt an inexplicable connection to this place and its hidden history. It was as if Alaric's spirit reached out to her through time, urging her to tell his story. She imagined his life as a guardian, walking these woods with reverence and purpose. In her mind's eye, she saw Alaric standing beneath the full moon, his eyes reflecting its light just as they did now through his skeletal remains. She envisioned him listening to the wolves howl and watching bats flit through the trees, witnessing these same timeless wonders that surrounded her. With each stroke of her pen, Elitha wove together past and present, breathing life into Alaric's legacy. Through her words, his tale would live on, the guardian who watched over these woods long after his mortal life had ended. The moon continued its journey across the sky, casting its light on Elitha's pages and illuminating her thoughts. In that moment, she understood that every night held its own magic, its own story waiting to be told. And under the glow of the full moon, surrounded by shades of purple and echoes of history, she knew that she had captured something truly special. This moment. The wolf howled once more in agreement. Elitha smiled and closed her journal, feeling grateful for this night that would never come again, but would live on through her words and through Alaric's enduring presence in this enchanted forest. This brings us to the end of our story, and the only thing left to do is going over the prompts one more time. Something noisy is the howling wolf. Written personal goal is my wish to journal daily. A tree with leaves that are not green are the purple leaves in the background. Text in a foreign language is the German. Something you're thankful for are the many moments that I can craft. And a color I don't use often is the gray and purple that you can see in this card. I hope you enjoyed yourself and I wish you a wonderful day. Bye for now.